Hey Mom, what's this?
I'm so bored. What am I going to do? May as well learn how to play the piano. Where do I start? I think I'll go back to basics and use YouTube and that app called Musician to teach myself how to play a nursery rhyme. Well, I've learned the keys and that the best place to start is with the middle C. Well, what does that mean? I'll have to study the elements of music and music notation to aid my understanding. Okay, got it. But why do the notes keep repeating themselves? They don't sound the same when I play them. I need to familiarise myself with pitch and melody. Oh, so an instrument produces a sound wave each time it plays a note, and that sound wave vibrates at a particular frequency. When the note is doubled, it produces a sound one octave higher, and when it is halved, one octave lower. So that means that the C note, above and below the middle C, are lower and higher notes respectively. Makes sense, right? The white keys represent the musical tones, while the black keys are known as sharps and flats. This is a little bit above my head. I think I'll go back and focus on the white keys and learn the C major scale using my dominant hand, just to get myself familiar with where I should place my fingers. Nailed it. Now it's time to practice playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. When I practice with one finger, it's too easy, and when I practice with both hands, it's too hard. And this is challenging. I'm concentrating so hard on where to place my fingers that I'm not really hearing the music. I know. I'll sing the song in my head to get my rhythm and allow my fingers to flow more easily. Are you ready? Learning in music assists in recognizing patterns, problem solving, and analyzing. And when participating in shared music learning and performing experiences, students are developing skills in collaboration, communication, and critical thinking, all of which have been highlighted as skills needed for the workplace of the future. This professional learning stuff is fun. I don't know, maybe I'll use my new content knowledge to become a teacher or something, if quarantine ever ends. Now that quarantine is over, I've decided to continue my professional development and increase my content knowledge of the arts by engaging in an art class with my partner Lockie, who is a builder and has never painted a day in his life. I specifically chose a painting class to recreate a representation of Van Gogh's Starry Nights to enable me to become more familiar with the post-impressionist artists. I also attended my local library and searched YouTube for art lessons on the same painting and artist to practice the techniques that we had learned. While Van Gogh used a method called impasto, which layers oil paint thickly on canvas, in our art class we used acrylic paint, which is more cost effective. We were shown how to use our hand to set the horizon and paint the outline in lighter tones before filling in the background. I realised that planning and breaking your work into small steps is an effective and achievable strategy to use in the classroom. My content knowledge improved as I became more familiar with the principles and elements of visual art and how line, shape, colour, and spatial arrangement can be used to express light, movement, contrast, and move. Using different size and shape brushes allowed me to apply various techniques. Short, sharp brushstrokes can create ridges of paint and the impasto effect. This technique is used to highlight the movement in the sky. The flat brush allowed me to create the intricate lines of the bridge, and a linear or rigger brush was good for painting lines. The most important lesson I learned here was to wait for instruction. I forged ahead and missed an important instruction that showed me the direction of brushstrokes for the roof and the body of the buildings, and how to easily blend colours in one direction. As you can see, each of our work is individual and a very different representation of the same source material. As Jacob and Polly state, as a teacher, guided experiences are beneficial in developing skills. Students will often work with the same mediums, but the decisions and the processes along the way should be student-centered and allow for individual and creative input. A successful art program should inspire the imagination and teach skills whilst continuing to place the child at the centre of the experience. Learners are encouraged to make meaning by connecting knowledge taught in the classroom to experiences in the real world. Van Gogh's paintings are often used in cross-curricular settings. For example, Starry Nights and Sunflowers connect to science, Earth, space, and of course the living world.
How cool are the arts? Are you ready for some drama?
I was afraid of drama and self-conscious that I would get laughed at or made fun of. I thought I could easily understand how some students might have the same reservations. But after watching Ken Robinson's TED Talk on how skills kill creativity, I remembered Picasso's famous quote that every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once we grow up. So I decided that I would take a risk and challenge myself. My drama skills session was not what I had expected. We did not cite lines or rehearse a play, but rather learned about moving and movement, especially in relation to others. Jacobs and Poley state there is a physical and embodied nature of learning at work in drama that is similar to childhood play. It utilizes the imagination and helps people express and understand reality. Our tutor used Sean Tan's picture book, The Arrival, to teach us about process drama, which would be especially useful if you were going to address a cross-curricular priority like Aboriginal histories and culture.
Briggs, tell us what's happening in the picture.
I'm leaving and we want to hug and hold hands, but because of social distancing,
Yes. Beautifully done. Okay, so chapter 1 is the departure, and that was really well done in a freeze frame.
By engaging in drama techniques and elements such as tension, contrast, time, space, and mood to communicate verbally and non-verbally, I could easily see that drama would be a powerful way for students to explore and gain a better understanding and perspective of important themes in discourses such as culture, diversity, and discrimination. Role improvisation and using freeze frames, tapping in, tap and talk, tableau, and the bowl circle, as well as the proximity exercise, are all powerful ways for students to express their thoughts and understanding in such themes. They also provide students with a safe and comfortable environment. So if they were feeling a little self-conscious like I was, they would be able to contribute and engage in a lesson without fear of or ridicule. McCarthy et al. State that students experience greater and more lasting benefits from direct hands-on learning. Such learning is central to drama education, and by providing these opportunities rather than traditional methods of learning, teachers are able to cater for a diverse range of learning styles and encourage greater engagement and creativity.
well, there's lots more content knowledge to build and many, many more hours of professional learning to do before I become a teacher. But you've got to start somewhere. Wish me luck.